San Francisco is in a constant battle with itself. Too much commercial space, but not enough housing.
It does cost less in many examples to convert one of these buildings and to build fresh.
That's what Mayor London Breed wants to hear. Like a marriage, she believes the coming together of the two may help to revitalize downtown.
We will continue to adapt, we will adjust, and we will be better.
The operative word here is conversions. It has been done before. In 2006, the Royal Insurance Building at Sampson and Pine Street, across from the old Pacific Stock Exchange, was converted from office space to 46 condos. The Ritz-Carlton building on Market Street with 52 units was once the site of the San Francisco Chronicle. And here is where, in the 1930s, A.P. Giannini had a branch of the Bank of Italy. It later became the Bank of America, which lent Walt Disney the money to complete his first feature film, Snow White, and later other projects. That building, 1 Powell Street, was converted into 44 high-end lofts in 2004.
Okay, so we know that it is possible, but what does it really take to convert office space into residential units? The answer, it's not that simple.
Strachan Frogan knows a thing or two about conversions. His firm Solomon Cordwell Bwens was behind the largest office to residential conversion in San Francisco's history. 100 Van Ness, a 29-story building that now has 418 rental units.
So for those of you who don't recognize the building, that's the old AAA building, which was not very attractive. Okay, I'm going to say it. It was ugly.
Well, yeah, definitely from the public's perception, the biggest thing that we did at the building was to remove the old precast concrete facade and to replace that with floor-to-ceiling glass to really allow the view potential in the building to be realized.
Inside, for many conversion projects, one of the biggest challenges is the plumbing.
So that means we need to cut new vertical risers through the building,
Which means drilling holes through the concrete. Each unit must now have its own plumbing, sprinkler heads, a thermostat, heating and ventilation, and lighting.
Light and air and natural light into the units is a big deal. Many of these office footprints are very large and deep, and it's difficult to get natural light into the bedroom units.
That's why a floor-to-ceiling glass exterior was ideal.
This all sounds like a pain in the beep. At what point do you decide to knock the building down and build from the ground up?
I think there are some buildings that probably have reached the end of their useful life, and the highest and best use of that land might be to build new construction.
Frogan is looking at 15 possible conversions in San Francisco, but only 3 to 5 are potential candidates. The other challenge is dealing with the planning department. Because the city really wanted 100 Van Ness to succeed, the permits were expedited. The property was purchased in 2011 and only 4 years later was ready for occupancy. There are other conversions that have been enormously profitable, like this one at 2121 Webster Street in Pacific Heights, the old University of the Pacific Dentistry School. It went on the market in 2016, and the sale of the 76 condos is said to have generated $300 million. But that was then. Today in 2023, conversions now may be less profitable.
Construction costs are probably double what they were. And rents right now, rents have dropped so much that they're not that much above where they were in 2012.
Also, when 100 Van Ness was being built, the city required the owners to set aside 13% of the units for affordable housing. Today, it's 21%. Any developer, architect, or engineer will tell you City Hall will need to provide more incentives to make these conversions more realistic.
You know, this huge inventory of buildings that, you know, could be good enough and could be useful to, you know, people who need them.
So right now, if any big building in San Francisco were to be sold, the owner has to pay a 6% transfer tax. Now, the mayor is proposing a ballot measure that would do away with that sales tax of any building that decides to convert. That's number one. Number two would be to follow New York's lead. Now, in the 1990s, Lower Manhattan had a lot of empty office space. The city said, let's do something different. Let's waive most of the property taxes for 14 years once a building is converted. You know what happened next? 30,000 units eventually went online in Lower Manhattan. So that's what they're proposing doing here. Maybe not 14%, they're looking for 20% waiver of the property taxes. But we'll see. It's something to incentivize.
Exactly. Otherwise, it can't pencil out for the developers.
No, exactly.
To switch it over.
It has to make financial sense.
Yeah,
Right,
fine.
right.
Thank you, Leanne.
Sure.